Ian, Friday night under the lights, live on the BBC against Partick Thistle. Is it a game that could be another stern test for us, like they all are?
It will be a stern test. Partick Thistle on a very good run of form like ourselves at the moment, and it feels like a long time since we played Partick Thistle, since that opening day game, and the game on the opening day was really, really tight. I think since that game both teams have improved. Always first day is a little bit of nerves, trepidation in the game, and a point through it for Hill was a decent result for us. But we're at home this time. We look to try and win the game. We look to keep our form going, but yeah, it's going to be a really tough game.
And you look at their lineup, the names that stick out to me are their strikers and their central midfield. But as ever, we're not just focusing on a handful of players; it's the whole squad. We know they can play. Yeah,
they're very well drilled in what they do. The formation doesn't change very much, but they've got really good players in the wide areas as well, really direct. Obviously Brian Graham scores a lot of goals, he'll be returned from suspension. You've got Bannigan, Stanley, McEnroy, Alston, really, really solid, good quality team, I have to say, and it's a credit to the recruitment in the summer. I felt last season when Chris went in, he'd done a fantastic job, he really did, in the last game of the season out there. I know we're in a different sort of era now here and new teams, but I felt first half they gave us a runaround, quite frankly, and they were very, very good with their movement. I expect the same again. I think we're better equipped to deal with that though. I think we've got better quality ourselves and better depth in the squad.
And finally, a final question about Partick Thistle and the management. I mean, you look at Chris Doyle and the job he's done there, you've mentioned it already. Similarities to yourself, going in at a relatively young age, first job in management, and he's really sort of set himself a high standard, hasn't he?
Certainly has. He's done fantastically well. Very, very unfortunate not being in the Premier League as well. People who could forget that very quickly. A matter of minutes away from being in that top league in his first 6 months in a job. It should have been a fantastic achievement. But disappointed as it was for Partick, I'm sure Chris takes a lot of encouragement of how he's getting his message across to the players, how they're performing for him, and how they're taking it on board. But like you said, we're ready. We're looking forward to the game as ever at home. It's great to be back. It's been a while. It's an opportunity for us to create a bigger gap to fifth place.
Yeah, like you say, it feels like months, not weeks since we've been here. But looking to ourselves, I think we say it every week now. The last result up at Inverness, the one before that, the battling qualities, the quality we showed, that can really take us into a good performance tomorrow night, can't it?
It sets us up for it. It doesn't guarantee us anything, but we've got a great mentality in the squad at the moment, that's for sure, individually and as a team. None more so when you look at the 4 away games and on the bounce, and we win all 4 of them. I mean, I don't know the last time Raith Rovers managed to do that. I'm sure someone will know that though, and tell me. But if somebody had said to me at the start of November, you're going to go there and 4 very hard away games and come away with 6 points and 2 cup wins, we'd have bit the hand off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and looking at the makeup of the team, we're not going to go into the ins and outs of injuries and so on. But I reckon I hear there's good news about Ross Matthews, the club captain.
Yeah, he's trained really well this week. It's great to see him back, and you can see the quality that he possesses and why he's such a popular player in Starks Park. So delighted to get him back on the pitch for a good amount of time as well. And he's training really, really well. There's been a few like that this week. The training's been really, really competitive. It's just that little bit of edge to everybody, and looking forward to another big game. We go into the match fairly strong, probably strongest we've been for a number of weeks, if not months. But we get people back. We've got to keep them back now. It's a very, very busy, intense period for us over Christmas.
And without wanting to pick your brains or give any of your team info away, the impact of Jamie Gullen in the last match, and every time he's come on since getting back to full fitness, he's really going to be pushing those front 2 for a spot.
Absolutely, fantastic calmness and coolness last Saturday to score that penalty. That's a pressure moment, and it's great to get that experience. Jamie is again another one-stop start at the start of the season, but I can see a difference in mentally and physically now. The player that we had at times last season, so delighted for him, and he deserves a lot of credit, as do the rehab team, in getting him back. And I think for me as a manager, the response that I've had from the players this season, be it coming back from injury, be it we change the team and they come back in and they're trying to grasp and grab their opportunity, it's been phenomenal. They've built a solid team unit, and I've said at the start of the season, to be successful you need a good squad, you need a good team.
Exactly, yeah. And finally, you know, it is live on the BBC, but we all know the benefit of a loud, noisy support in both ends of the stadium. Great backing up in Inverness again, wasn't it?
Fantastic, it really was, from the first minute in the warm-up as well. They've given us so much this season. We're trying to give them it back every single week. It's a tough time of year, you know, Christmas is around the corner, everybody's, you know, getting their Christmas presents and watching their cash and stuff like that. It's live on TV, so the easy one is not to come, but I understand it's a difficult time of year, but you know, we've seen it this season, we saw it last season. When we get a decent crowd in here, the atmosphere is brilliant.
Good. Well, we hope it's going to be brilliant tomorrow and a decent result all round. Thanks and good luck.
Thank you.